Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. It's great to be back. It's been a massively long break for us. Obviously, we've been super busy here over at the Ants and Rock headquarters with all the shows and everything else. It just got too much, and we had to take a little step back from the live streams. But we're back, and we have some big plans for this new season that we're going to be implementing. Over the next few episodes, you'll start noticing some differences. So yeah, it's really cool. I hope you all can hear me. Let me know if you can or can't. Again, it's been a little while since I've even used my microphone, so I just want to make sure that you can hear me. I should have done like a test sort of thing, but you know what it's like when you're running about and you've got things to do, you know. So yeah, welcome back. Season 9, episode 1. Here we go. We had the massive Bristol show just a few weeks back. It was spectacular. Loads of people were there. Loads of you were there. We had nearly 500 people through the doors. I mean, for us, that's absolutely like mind-boggling. Like, we've literally blown ourselves away. Like, yeah, it was amazing. It wasn't just a turnout that was amazing, though. It was a great show. It was just a thoroughly fun day. Lots of great traders there with amazing products. I really enjoyed a lot of the products, and I came back with a few things myself. I'll go through them in a minute. But it just generally was a great fun day. I really liked the entertainment that we had turn up and things like that. It was great fun. In short, it was just a great fun time, and obviously we plan to come back next year. We've already put all 3 shows of next year up on the website, so you can book those days off, start planning in advance, start working out your travel plans, etc. Apart from travel plans always change these days because the train strikes. There was actually a train strike on our the day of the show, which was really annoying because I kept getting lots of messages like, we can't get there, don't know how to get there, the train's on strike. So that was quite annoying. Good evening, not ants, thanks for coming in. So that was quite annoying, the fact there was a train strike on the same day of the show. But it is what it is, and it still turned out an amazing event, to be honest. I'm not disappointed at all. Like, all that hard work is finally paid off, if you know what I mean. We've spent a whole year working on these shows now. We've done 4 in the space of a year, and obviously we built up from that first one. The first one was very quiet, and it's just gained traction from there. So it's been like it was a good achievement, you know. It was a really big achievement, sort of milestone for myself, but the whole committee as well. We were all really impressed. All the committee, all of the staff were really happy, and yeah, it was just a great fun time. I can't wait to come back and do it again. That's why I'm so excited. So yeah, we have already put the dates up on the website. There's not much details on there yet. I think we started putting on the venue locations because all of that's on there. But we're not going to put out a lot of info yet, and we're not accepting, like, if you're a trader and you're interested in attending one of our shows, get in contact with me in September, basically, because I'm having a little break from the show stuff. I've got a short list of people that I'm going to be obviously contacting as well, but I'm going to be doing all of that in September. I'm not really doing any show stuff at the minute. We've got lots of other stuff on at the minute. I'll talk about that shortly. So what else? So we're coming back next year. We've got some bigger plans for the shows next year, already working on some really cool stuff. One of the main feedbacks that we had, thank you, Dino, thank you. One of the main feedbacks that we had was that the food was really good, but there needed to be more of it. And we've taken that into account and spoken to our food vendor, and he is going to be providing a lot more range of food, but just better quality, like not better quality, but just we'll have potentially hot food at some of our events and things like that. So it's, you know, we always listen to your feedback. You know that about me. It's one of the main things is I listen to people and I make the changes almost instantly. We got to make those changes. If the people are saying that's like where we're failing, that's the changes that need to be made. It's still a learning process for me. I am not an event host by trade. When I started hosting these shows a year ago, it's actually nearly a year ago now, you know, that was my first big event. I've held other small kind of gigs and stuff, but Like, that's very different to holding this sort of show, and it's taken a lot of learning. I don't mind saying that. So I'm always up for listening to feedback for any of our shows. But yeah, really, generally, we've had lots of amazing feedback. Everyone had a great time. Everyone left smiling. All the children left smiling, and that to me, like, that's a success in itself. If everyone leaves smiling, and if they buy something, or if they feel a little bit more interested, or they've learned something, then we've hit the nail on the head. Like, that's what I'm trying to achieve, is just sort of spreading the love of the hobby. And it really did feel like it was doing it that day. Everyone was there and they were really getting into it. The exhibits were getting lots of looks. All the talks were getting great feedback. It was really good. The only real issue I had, and like I said, I planned this big one. This was in the plans ever since the first Bristol show, nearly a whole year ago. I came home from that one and just started ploughing away at these 3 shows, and this was the pinnacle sort of big one that we were going for. I'm glad your little one, Mark. I loved it, Marcus. It was great meeting you properly as well. It was great meeting everyone. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. But yeah, so the only real problem of the whole show, and like I said, I spent ages organising it so we didn't have all these silly problems, was the projector. And like, the projector was somewhat out of my hands. We rent the projectors and it turned up, and we couldn't use it because it had a really old school connection. Like, we were ready to use HDMI, you know what I mean? And yeah, so in the end, we ended up ripping a computer out of one of the school classrooms, like upstairs in the gym facility, strangely. But yeah, we ripped the computer out of there, like had to cut all the cable ties and everything. And brought that downstairs, and we got the tech guys in. It took them about an hour to set it up, but we finally got it going, and Answer Us carried on doing his thing. I don't think they actually did get it going, did they? I think they just gave up in the end, which is a massive shame. But like I said, it carried on. The talks were amazing. Our pinnacle, our head speaker, whatever you want to call him, Dr. Tom Rice Bishop, was going to do an amazing talk with all these slides and everything as well. So we had to change that slightly, and he did a bit of a Q&A and a bit of a talk with you instead. But it was still highly enjoyable, and we really appreciated his presence there. He's a very knowledgeable man, and again, scientists of these caliber giving up their time for us. I don't know what the word is, but I'm very grateful to them for their commitment to the shows. Really, yeah, that's it, Dean. It's all about those future generations. Like, I really want to break down that stigma of, oh, it's a bug, it's scary, it's dirty, or whatever, because I think that is a generational thing. The younger generation are much more accustomed to it than, say, our generation or even our parents' generation. I think if we keep going the way we're going, if we keep reaching out to hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, and we can, not change lives or change the world, but we can then make a difference, like, to little things like the environment. It's not a little thing, but every little part that we help can make a big thing, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm not one of these eco warriors. I probably should be. Global warming is a scary thing, but it's the ecology that really I'm more concerned about, is things dying out, and the changing environments and how the effect it has on the wildlife is more what I'm concerned about. But obviously global warming is a massive issue as well, which I mean, some people might say it's not true and whatnot, and feel free to leave me a comment if that's your thoughts. But I can see the water rising. Like, I live on an island. So we can sort of see the weather getting worse, and let's be honest, this summer's been shocking. Like, it's like, it was nice sort of on my birthday. That was cool. Yeah, it was actually nice on my birthday, but it's not been hot this year, has it? Not like last year when we reached 40 degrees. In fact, on the day of the show, so about 4 o'clock in the morning, the night before the show, like, we're all there asleep in the van because we're absolute lunatics, and that's how we do it, apparently. We were there asleep in the van, and I'm sat there. I don't sleep the night before the show at all. It's just like my brain's going absolutely nuts the whole time. So we're sat there, 4 o'clock in the morning, it starts chucking it down, and I'm like, no, the one day we do not want rain. It's like, literally the one day we don't want rain, and that's it. Not ants. It's last year had horrible heat, but I was relying on that because literally it was around the 5th of last year. It was like 40 degrees, and I thought if I book my show for the 5th this year, it should be super, super hot. And it wasn't. It was raining and it was so frustrating. But it didn't rain too much. It sort of speckled in the morning, cleared up by the afternoon, and it turned out being a lovely day. And it really didn't affect things too much. I think it did chuck it down at one point because people were coming in like completely drenched head to toe. Like one gentleman walked for like 2 hours in the rain, he said, to get to the show because he lost his bus ticket or something. I don't know, but he walked for like 2 hours to get to the show. And we were just like, oh man, take your coat off at least. So yeah, fair play to him. Like, there's been some real like, I don't know what the word is, but I should really just say thank you to everyone for making the effort to travel to the show. Some of you came from quite close, some came from Bristol, but some people travelled absolutely miles. Some people like Dean travelled on the coach the whole day. I had people travel from Northern Ireland. It was just an absolute, yeah, it's been a mind-blowing experience. Good evening, Ants Dorset. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Yeah, just absolutely mind-blowing it was. So yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, it was chucking it down. It was just one of them. But doesn't matter, we got on with it. And what was it? I was super tired by the end of the show. Good evening, thanks for coming in. But yeah, as always, like I said, I don't sleep before the show for at least a day, sometimes 2, and sometimes I don't sleep for a day after the show. So it took me like a week to sort of get back to myself after that. And then I had my birthday as well. So I had a little bit of not time off for my birthday because that would be absolutely insane. I don't do that. I worked slightly less. And they made me have a barbecue in the afternoon, which was absolutely amazing, to be honest. It was nice to have the barbecue. But the minute the barbecue was over, it was like, right, back to work, quick. And I had us all going, working at it. But it is what it is. It's got to be done. Whilst I'm here, I should say, obviously, it's already scrolling across the screen. But we do have a massive sale on at the minute. It ends at 2 a.m. So if you are looking for something, if you want to top up on something, now's the time. Get on it, get your order in. It will be out tomorrow if you get it in before 2 a.m. and there will be loads of discounts, which again will end at 2 a.m. We'll also chuck in some free products, like some free sugars. So don't bother buying any sugars. We'll chuck in a free bottle of sugars with any product. Just because I'm in a good mood. It's been my birthday this week, and why not? Good evening, Arizona Anki Bar. Yeah, it's been a great week, so I'm in a great mood. Let's do some giveaways, but this will end tonight, 2 a.m. Get your orders in. I'm not going to mention it again because I'm not really that sort of person. Let's talk random stuff. In fact, no, let's talk about what I got at my own exhibition. Believe it or not, I didn't buy any ants at the Great Ant Exhibition, mainly because I took a lot of ants with me. I didn't want to come back with more, but my daughter won a Ligopedra colony. So, okay, Amy, well done. You've got a new colony, but we do have liggies, but it doesn't matter. That's her colony. Good evening, British Fish. Hey, mate, I'm the good evening, British Fish. Thank you very much. Now I know your name. I shall commit it to memory, or try to, anyways. We know what my memory can be like. If you don't hear from me in a week, you gotta keep messaging because I tend to forget. I don't forget. I get overwhelmed and incredibly busy. It's not that I forget, or sometimes I forget, but I just get overwhelmed by things. I've got a lot on. And I'm not a one-man project anymore. I can't say that because I do have some amazing staff, including the amazing Dino here. He is all fired up and ready to moderate for us tonight. After he's been out at a show today as well. I don't know if he wants to talk about that, but it's not been an invert show or anything. It's just a local thing to him, and he's been out doing his thing, what he does for us. Got roped in basically because he's got lots of experience now. He does it with us, so that's a brilliant story, but I'm not going to tell the story for him. Does anyone own Ants Dorset? If you need some tips on that, obviously, just speak to me later. give me a message. Shortly. Have you not had any more nuptial flights? I was going to go into nuptial flights shortly, actually. It's on my... I've got a script in front of me. Not quite a script, but a list. And I'm slowly working my way through the list. But let's talk about nuptial flights after my pickups. Let's do that. I'm going to circle it, otherwise, where is it? It's all the way down here. There. We'll go to that next. Boosh. Right. So pickups. I didn't get any ants at my own ant show because I took loads of ants there. But I did come back with some other new cool things. I bought myself an Achilles... Is it the Achilles pink toe? Tarantula. It's a good type of bird eater tarantula. It's going to grow absolutely massive and awesome, and I cannot wait. On top of that, I also got gifted by one of my staff. He bought it for me, and that's the amazing Cookies Reptiles. He bought me a Brazilian red and white, which again is an amazing tarantula. If you don't know tarantulas very much, I don't know loads of tarantulas, I'll admit. I tend to get them and then do tons and tons of research. Or like the pink toe, I had done loads of research before on bird eaters because I love bird eaters and I've always wanted one. But the Brazilian, which was gifted to me, I come home, I've done loads of research on that. And then one of the tarantulas that doesn't tend to hide away much, they do spend a lot of time just walking about or around the outside of their hide rather than inside the hide. They always run away if you scare them, but they are very aggressive. They're prone to hair flicking, which ain't great for me, but whatever. And yeah, they're really cool spiders. I shouldn't say spiders because they're tarantulas, but they're really cool. And I thoroughly love it. What else did we get? We got a pumpkin patch tarantula as well, which again was a gift from Cookies Reptiles. He likes buying me spiders and stuff and then having a little giggle thinking that I'm going to get in trouble with the wife. And then he bought me that, and then I came back with a pink toe, and that was the one the wife said no to because the wife has basically always said you're not allowed a bird eater. And I was like, but I really want a bird eater, and she said it's the one thing I wasn't allowed was a bird eater, so I went and got one anyways. What else did we get? We got a velvet spider. Now this is not actually a tarantula, it is a type of spider. Again, super cool, super cute, really fluffy. Spends a lot of time in its hide, like that is built out of its web and sphagnum moss and stuff. The minute that it starts feeling vibrations on those webbing, it comes out and grabs whatever it is. It's really cool to watch. I have put a couple of videos on the YouTube channel as well, so feel free to check them out. But obviously you don't have to. But it is super cool. Like, so I've been getting quite into my spiders and tarantulas and stuff lately, as you may have noticed. But I'm sort of loving it all. Like, I've got my vinegaroon here as well. My little vinegaroon. It's a tiny little thing. It's so friendly. And Cookies Reptiles is one of the few things he won't pick up, which is quite amusing because he'll pick up most things, even things that I won't pick up. He puts snakes in his pocket sometimes. It's absolutely insane. But he won't pick up the vinegaroon. And I'm just like, no, it's fine, it's friendly. It looks scary as hell. They do. They got big pincers and pointy bits, and they're scary looking. But they are completely harmless, and they are beautiful little insects. Very cool little things. So yeah, I would advise anyone to get a vinegaroon actually because they are so cool and harmless. But obviously, do your research first. Venomous Visions, where I got mine. If anyone is interested in a vinegaroon, let's talk about nuptial flies. So there's been tons, absolutely tons of nuptial flights. It feels like it hasn't stopped. Like. There was nuptial flights like, I don't know, a couple of weeks back, and then the following week there was more nuptial flights. Like, I'm walking about a couple of days ago and there's still queen ants walking about then. It's been so weird. I think because we didn't really have that really hot spell and then the rain hit, it's just been sort of sporadic. They're using any opportunity to start flying. I mean, I went down my garden just a couple of days ago and there was flying out. They weren't flying, but they were bubbling out of the nest again. And it's like, haven't you even ran out yet? How is there still queens left in the nest? It's been crazy. Oh, wow, you've got like 40 Myrmica ruba today. That's amazing, Ants Dorset. I actually I haven't got any Mimikaruba or anything like that this year. I just haven't bothered going out on a mass scale. Again, I've been super busy. I've got quite a few projects that I've got on the go at the moment. Some really interesting big projects, some research projects, some product development projects. We've got all sorts going. And it's pretty cool. You don't know if it's mated. That is slightly annoying, but the likeliness is with Mimikaruba, it probably is because they just tend to be quite prolific is the word when it comes to it. But there's always that risk that it's not. Oh, first Mimikaruba you've ever seen. See, you do find them quite commonly more around sort of wetter areas. If you look around guttering, if you know what I mean, in the residential streets, you find a building with a load of guttering, they're probably going to be in that sort of area, around where it's damper, rather than towards, say, a pavement edge where there's grass. That will probably be more of a Niger situation, and then more of the open grass or as such will be flavus. It's sort of weird. Like if you think in a field, it's sort of a bit easier, but we don't all live in fields. Most of us live in urban environments, so I kind of think where is it going to be? Is it going to be around that warehouse, or is it going to be on the pavement outside? Yeah, it's sort of an odd one, isn't it? It's the only one I saw. I'm very surprised because I haven't seen any nests near me. Okay. See, they do tend to fly quite far. They're not always ants. Like, they have been known to fly miles at a time, or they've been known to fly a few meters. I mean, when I went out this year, actually, I saw one colony. They flew from one side of the road, landed on the other side of the road, and started ripping their wings off. So that's how fast that was. Mimica had a mass die-off. Oh no! See, they do tend to do that as well. Mimica can be a little bit funny to keep. I tend not to bother with them anymore because of that. I had a colony that refused to do anything for about a year. They didn't move, they didn't do anything, they didn't feed, and then all of a sudden there was eggs everywhere, and it just it was insane. They were thriving. I actually sold that colony in the end because someone was super interested in a thriving Mimikaruba colony. So yeah, I buy that colony. I've got some awesome new colonies. In fact, I didn't buy them at the show, but I have got some more new colonies that I'm going to be creating some quite spectacular exhibits in. New exhibits to come to the show, even more exhibits, because we always want to add more ant exhibits, don't we, to the ant show. So we've got, like I say, new ants, new colonies. They're going to be featured on the YouTube real soon. We've got about 1, 2, 3. We got 4 new colonies, and they're all quite large as well. Not as large as this Polyrhacus dive colony, but they're definitely numbering in a few hundreds already. And they, it's going to be good. New for the YouTube channel. They're going to be new at the exhibits. If you want to check them out, you got to come to the shows. Do I know what the sting of a mimica is like? I know what the stings of most ants are like now. It's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. It's more itchy, and it's the itch which will sort of get you. The more you itch it, the more it will annoy you, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, it is what it is. You'll be all right. Just try not to itch it and try not to get stung too many times. I think the numbers really make a difference as well. Rose Donna, I do sell dives. I've currently got none in stock, that I believe, because what I do is I wait for the nuptial flights to happen in my own tank, this one in front of me, and then I collect the queens as they come out fertile or potentially fertile. I wait until they start producing eggs, and then we sell them. I don't think we've got any in a minute. Someone took a colony just last week, and I think that was the last one. But yes, we do sell dives. Again, I don't put all of my stock on the website. I tend to put the more beginner and easier to keep species on the website, because that tends to be what we specialize in. Like, we want to help people get into the hobby and sort of excel in learning. And if you're interested in the harder ants or the more advanced ants, then send me a message. Again, with you, Ants Dorset, send me a message and we can talk privately about what I do have off the website and how much everything costs, etc. I do a much better price than I think anyone else in the UK on the dives, because I have no reason to charge excessive prices. I literally get them out my tank. So it's like it's a lot cheaper than you'll find them anywhere else. But yeah, so we do keep a lot of products off the website. Like I say, I think like it stops the purchases from people that don't know what they're doing. If you know what I mean. So all my invasive species, all the monomorium, I tend to keep them off the website. Like I might let people have a look at them, but tend to say they're not like in stock. And if someone wants monomorium, I talk to them first. I find out what experience they've got and if they can keep them, really. Because monomorium can be quite challenging. Other ants that I've got here can be quite challenging. They're invasive. They can escape. Like, they're just incredibly aggressive or just hard to keep. So I like to just like have a little chat to these people first. Make sure they know what they're getting into. Make sure they've done a bit of research or even kept some ants before, because that I think is really vital. I mean, I could just sell any ant to any person, but I'm not like that. I'm all about the let's get people into it, and these are the easiest ants for us to do that with. Again, my whole shop was built around a subscription service. You know what I mean? So it was the necessities of that and helping my education things, which again, we've got some big news about the subscription service, but I'm not going to be releasing that news yet because I'm just not. But some big news about the subscription service. It's super good news. I'm super proud to announce it, but we're not going to be announcing it just yet. I do have a EV trying to kick my office door in. Just catching up on the chat. I saw loads of black crazy ants in Spain, which are they are very invasive because they're just little nightmares. Well, the crazy ants, that's it. They're just all crazy ants. So yeah, there's been absolutely spectacular nuptial flights this year. Super exciting stuff. Let's moving up to talking about videos. Actually, I'm working on a few videos at the minute. I've got some great footage. One of the gifts I got on my birthday was a new tripod. My tripod's been broken for ages, and then my bendy arm tripod thing broke as well. And it's really annoying, but it is what it is. And then someone, like, it was actually Cookies Reptiles, got me for my birthday a new tripod, and now I can do my filming again without a shaky hand that you might have all noticed. I'm super shaky. So that's really cool and handy. So we've been doing some filming and we're putting some videos together. We've got lots of cool just videos. We got lots of tutorial videos, and also we put a post out a while back asking for suggestions. We've taken all of those into account, and we're going to make a video on every single one as well, because that's just what we do. So yeah, loads of new videos coming out. We will be putting more effort back into the YouTube now. I've been, like I say, working on other things, and with the shows, it's just been absolutely hectic, but it's been great fun as well. It's been very rewarding doing it, but if I was trying to do the YouTube as well, I think I would have actually ran out of time. Some days I was doing well, some days I didn't sleep, some days I'm doing like 16 hours behind the computer. It is what it is. Where are we now? I'm sure that's a song. Is that a song? No, I think I'm making that up as I go, actually. It's probably not a song. Yeah, just ignore my random singing on stream. Thank you. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Should we have a duck race? You put it, okay, cool. It's a song. Everything's a song if you want it to be a song, right? You just gotta make it a song. I don't know. Let's do a duck race because I'm chatting like so random. If you are new here, duck races, they're great fun. We're not doing it for any what's the word? We're not doing it for any prize. It's just for fun. So all you got to do is choose a number. We're going to put 12 ducks in the race because we've got 10 people on the chat at the minute. So all you got to do is pick a number between 1 and 12. If that number's already been picked, pick a different number. Doesn't matter. Lots of people have their favorite numbers. They're going to jump on straight away. And here we go. Let's start picking those numbers. It's going to be a 2-minute duck race. And again, this is not for a prize. This is just for fun. So start chucking out your numbers now. Let's have a look. We got Judge Duck. Judge Duck is a pretty stern duck. He likes to slam his hammer, but he hasn't been allowed to bring it with him today. He is just using paddles. By paddles, I mean his feet. We've got Spaceman Duck. He is ready to be submerged if necessary. Apparently, my speaker's got low battery. That can get turned off. Powering off. There we go. We got Top Hat Duck. He's probably got a monocle on the other side, but I don't know. I don't know. He might be a magician. Let's not judge him on his top hat. We got the Purple Duck. These spotty ducks and like pattern duck. You gotta watch out for them. They're a bit of a gang. You got the plain duck gang and you got the coloured duck gang. They're sort of like. They have a bit of a feud. They cause issues up the track. Let's see how it goes. We got Magician Duck. I think these two ducks might team up, doing magic powers together. We'll have to wait and see. Reindeer Duck, obviously. Rudolph Duck next to Santa Duck. We got teams going on here tonight. We got Old Lady Duck and Bandit Duck. I don't know how things are going to turn out for them. He might turn around and rob that duck. We're going to have to wait and see. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, all the ducks. Let's get on with the race. Space ducks. Oh, it's brilliant. See, I do enjoy these duck races. I enjoy the randomness I can throw at it, to be honest. Where's the BB gun? So Bandit Duck, I thought he was going to turn around and rob that old lady. He looks more like a Zorro situation. Maybe he's a superhero. Again, we shouldn't be judging these ducks strictly on the first looks. It's very judgmental of us. We shouldn't. I don't know. And here we are coming up to the final straight. Good luck, everyone. Again, this isn't for prize, it's just for fun. So good luck, everyone. Good luck, all the ducks. Let's see who goes across the finish line first. Last few seconds. Everyone gives it that final last. Oh my God. Oh my God. For the win. Where she blew us all out of the water, literally, like, for the win. Well done, number 9. Old Lady Duck. That's pretty impressive. Not Ants, I believe that was you that called number 9. Very impressive. Wow. Duck really took us away there. She came storming out, didn't she? Like, move out my way, youngins. Boosh. Hitting everyone as she comes past. Wings flapping out and handbag attached. I don't know. Boosh. So I've just got some funny images in my head of the old lady duck smacking all the other ducks. Whack. Quack, quack. Oh man, it's brutal. Oh dear. Oh dear. So we have some awesome big news coming out soon. I can't release much, but we do have a new range of products coming onto the store very soon. Can't tell you much more info than that, really. Release date will be announced at some point, and it will be put on the website. But right now, I'm just telling you about it, sort of building a little bit of hype, I suppose. I'm super excited about it. This new range of products, I can't tell you much about what it is, what type of product or anything, but it's going to be amazing, and everyone's going to be like, that's cool. All right. And I'm going to be like, yes, amazing. I'm going to be more excited than everyone else, I think. But it's exciting, But it does include our Polyrachus Dive nesting box, which I'm super excited about. Again, I've been working on this project for about a year, using my experience of keeping Polyrachus dives, this colony you see in front of you that's amazing and thriving and just absolutely insane. Using my experience, putting that into like what I would think would be suitable, if you know what I mean. So we've designed this Polyrachus dive nesting box, and we're going to be releasing that amongst all these other products, and it's going to be absolutely spectacular. It's been a long time coming, but it's going to happen, and we're super excited about it. On top of that, we have got new labels and stuff on a lot of our a lot of our products. So they look all nice and flashy. It's no longer artwork that I've designed myself. We had someone else do it professionally, which like makes a massive difference, really. Let's be honest, I'm not an artist. I'm very like limited in my art skills, we could say. But it is, yeah, we smashed it. Yeah, it's looking amazing. I'm happy with them anyways. They were a little bit late. We were hoping to have them before the Bristol show, but it don't matter too much. We labelled them all regardless with little like name tag label things. But this will just, it levels it up a bit, having the right branding and it just makes it look neat and tidy, doesn't it? So if if you've got an order, you'll be getting a bottle of our sugars with the new labels on, and it'll be absolutely awesome. So then you can be like, these are cool. He talked about this last night, and be like, yeah, we did. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so we've got all these new things happening. Again, I'd love to tell more about it, but we never release information whilst the projects are in process. But we do have some big projects on at a minute, some really impressive stuff that I can't wait to announce. But I just need a little bit more time. Give us about 2 weeks, I'll probably be announcing some dates and stuff like that, when we just know a bit more concrete of when things are happening. Right, I'm just going to go slightly off subject. Nerd alert. Star Wars coming out in a couple of days. It's the Ahsoka series. Don't know if anyone else here watches Star Wars, interested in Star Wars. I'm quite a big Star Wars fan. Obviously, they keep adding to it. There's been the Mandalorian series, the Boba Fett series, Obi-Wan, and all these other things. We have like another 2 or 3 series that they're filming at the moment. One of them being the Ahsoka series. I'm quite excited for it. Just a few more days and that will be released on the Disney Plus channel. So you might find that my workload slows a little bit whilst I watch an episode or two, because they normally release like a good long episode at the start. But to be honest, I'll watch the episode. My problem is that like the other day I sat here, I'm like, right, I'm absolutely knackered. My brain's fuzzed. I can't think. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take half an hour's break. And I sat here and literally like 5 minutes later, I looked at my wife. I was like, I'm working again. And I had my phone in my hand and I was sending emails. And I said, I'm putting it down. I'm doing nothing. And literally within about another 5-10 minutes, I was looking at my wife. I was like, why am I sending more emails? I was there typing on the computer. And I cannot help myself. It's just one of those things. And it is what it is. I enjoy it, you know what I mean? But so yeah, I will watch all the Star Wars episodes. I always do. I was not disappointed. I haven't been disappointed, but I was more hyped up about some of the other things and not really been like, it's not met the expectations as much. So I'm waiting to see what happens with the Ahsoka series. I haven't read her books or any of that, or the audio books. I don't know what could happen or what direction it could go. But obviously, I think it's meant to happen at the same timeline as Mandalorian Season 3. So obviously, it's a very interesting point in the Star Wars timeline. This isn't a Star Wars stream, by the way. I love Star Wars. It's my other thing. Yes, it is going to be exciting. There's quite a few, like I said, other series, Star Wars coming out at the minute. They're going to be interesting as well. And they all sort of tie in together. That's what I really enjoy, because of all the the extra lore. Everything sort of ties together, and you get characters from this popping up in this, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. And we're going to go back to the ants. I'm sorry. Let's talk. We got loads of things going on at the minute, like event wise. We did sadly have to miss one of the events yesterday, mainly down to my own personal reasons. We won't go into it now, but we'll just ignore it and carry on like normal. And you'll catch us at the next event. I can't even remember where we're going to be. I think it's Shaftesbury or Sherborne next, one or t'other. I always get those two mixed up. I used to live in North Dorset, and I used to know all these places a lot better. So it's really cool to be going back there as sort of an adult now and being like, look at me now. Like, this is what I do. Because that happened the other day. Someone that I used to know when I was very young came and was like, oh, this is what you do now. I was like, yeah, this is what I do now. What do you do? And they were like, I'm still a teacher. I was like, ah, things change. Yeah, it's one of those teachers that you meet and like they always say you're never going to do well if you don't concentrate at school. And then I didn't concentrate at school. So it's nice to show that I'm running a somewhat successful business, and we're doing all right for ourselves, you know. But stay in school, kids. Do work hard. I always say to my kids, actually, I have to work so hard because I didn't work hard in school. If I had worked hard in school, I wouldn't have to work so hard now. I would make other people work hard for me. It does make a difference having those qualifications when you come straight out of school. I was very lucky because I was kicked out of school and put onto other educational programs. I walked into college with my ability to play the drums. So I actually had no qualifications. I done really lucky out of that and carried on to get my degrees and diplomas and everything from that. So it's been an upward struggle. Whereas if you start off with a nice footing, then you can just walk into pretty much whatever you want. Not always, but you know what I mean. Stay in school, kids. I don't want to get like what's the word? What's the word? YouTube will kick me, won't they? They'll not kick me, but they'll kick me in the shin, sort of thing. They'll tell me off for telling people not to go to school. So stay in school, kids. We are going to be at the big IHS show in Rotherham in September. If you're up that end of the country and you couldn't get down to our show in Bristol, come to the IHS. We're going to have a big old stall there filled with ants, filled with all sorts of awesomeness, filled with me. And a few of my staff as well. And honestly, we're excited. It's one of the biggest shows in the country. The last one at Milton Keynes, the size was phenomenal. It was in the Marshall Stadium. This time I can't remember where it was going to be, which is really bad. Oh, it's Magna Centre, which is actually a venue that we looked at for in the future, which is quite funny. It's just one of those things. Big venues, there's only certain big venues and only certain ones who will allow animals in. It was actually one of the struggles that I find when I'm booking the venue. Is most venues are like ants, insects, no. The minute you mention it, like so. Some people are like, you throw enough money in their direction, then they'll allow it. Some people will just allow it, and some venues just outright say no. So, it's one of those. It is one of the main factors of a stumbling point at the start is finding a venue that will work and suitable with car parks and good transport locations and hotels and food and etc. Venues are it's probably one of the hardest part of the whole show is finding a suitable venue. In fact, after the first Bristol show, we came back because I already had a venue booked and all of that. We came back and changed everything. No, it was after the Sheffield one, wasn't it? We changed every venue because we wanted more of the car park, because that was the feedback after Sheffield was there needed to be car park access. So we changed the venues, and it took me a long time and probably around 1,000 emails to change 2 more venues. But it worked successfully. And in fact, I didn't actually make it up to the main car park at the Bristol show this time because it was so hectic and so busy. But I believe it was all fine and working fine. I didn't get any complaints about the car park, so that's, it must have been going okay. But we did again. We had marshals on standby. We had Dean, our amazing member of staff, marshalling in the rain in the morning. He stood out there. We got to give him his credit for this. Actually, he stood out there for like an hour, 2 hours in the rain on his own, waving in traders, waving guests to the other gate, etc., making sure everyone was in the right place and knew where they were going. And really, Dean did an amazing job there, because without him, it could have all fell apart. Like, there was two entrances, one for traders, one for guests. If it started getting muddled up, it was going to cause big issues. Dean stood there in the rain and handled it beautifully. So take my hats off to him, and I think everyone else in the anyone else listening should just sort of say, or not even say it, but just take into the fact that it wasn't just me running the show. I had some amazing help as well. They really did serve me, not serve me, but they did me a good justice. Is that the word? Is that the word? I don't know. They done me proud, you know what I mean? We had some amazing staff on hand. And in fact, we were meant to have a couple more staff. On the morning of the event, at about 5:30 in the morning, I had a member of staff message me. He was panicking. He was stood out in the chucking it down rain, and his car boot would not shut. The latch had completely broken that morning whilst packing the car. So that was a bit of a nightmare, and he was bringing a few bits of equipment with him. So one of the other staff quickly had to drive over to him, and they packed it all into one car, and he went. We only had one of those staff come in the end. So we were one member of staff short. We might have been a couple, actually. But we carried on, and it didn't affect the show too much. But we will have him at the future shows, which is brilliant, because we need lots of good, reliable staff, because the more staff I've got, the more I can do for the shows, basically. But I say staff, a lot of them are volunteers as well, so don't think like they're doing it because I'm getting paid. They're doing it because they love the hobby. Especially Dean. He travels for like a whole day on a coach, does all the work I ask of him, lets me shout at him occasionally, take my stress out with him, and then he travels back on the coach, and he doesn't really ask for anything for it. So, like I say, my volunteers are gold dust. Is that the word? No, they're not even dust. They're just made of gold, solid gold, gold plated. No, you're gold. Solid gold Dean. We need a solid gold Dean, although I don't know, it'd be quite heavy. Just imagine it would look quite scary, actually. Just a big solid Dean looking at you, like a big golden shiny Dean. I don't know. Right, let's get off of this. Let's go. So who has an antlion now? I've sold quite a lot of these antlions. Lots of people have been picking them up left, right, and centre, and they are really, really cool. I'm working my way through this large Lasius niger colony that sadly the queen passed away a week or so ago. So we've been letting a few of the workers out loose into the boxes of ant lions for their food. Natural cycle of life. It is what they would eat in the wild. As ants, obviously, they're an ant lion, so it is the natural cycle. And as this colony is now going to be dying out anyways, without the queen to care for and produce more workers, we may as well make use of them. So yeah, ant lions, we've still got plenty in stock. I think we're still one of two people in the UK with them on a large scale. So yeah, if you want ant lions, get on it. I think we've even got deals on it. Well, we probably do have deals on and discounts on them, and you can buy 3 at a cheaper price. And we send you if you go for the option, we'll send you a tub and some sand and some stuff to feed them. And yeah, ant lions, really cool. Get on the ant lions. I don't know. If you've got any questions or comments for me, anything you want to talk about, please do message in now, because we are heading towards the end of the stream. And I don't want to miss anything or not answer a question if you've got it burning inside you. You've been waiting, like 3 weeks since my last stream or something? I've been waiting that whole time to ask this question. I don't know. If you've been doing that, you should have just messaged me. Oh, dear. It's been one of those days. I'm in a good mood, though. Can you tell? I like being in a good mood. It sucks to be grumpy. I do get grumpy occasionally. You probably won't see it on stream ever. I very much doubt you'll see it on stream because it gets exciting. I get like this. But occasionally I do get grumpy. Sometimes I'm not even happy. Like, that's mad. You imagine a non-excitable ants on a rock. Like, is unknown on these streams. I think the minute I come on these streams, I just get excited by the enthusiasm of my community. Oh dear. So we are rounding up. Let's go over a few things. New products coming soon on the website. I'll do a release date at some point soon. The sale is on until 2 a.m. Massive discounts, and we'll chuck in some free gifts as well. Traders, if traders are interested in coming to the show and they see or hear this, because this does become a podcast as well. We're going to upload all the past seasons of podcasts because we've only got up to like season 6 of the podcast or something. We're on season 9, so we'll get that done. Traders, if you're interested, obviously get in contact with me, but we're going to be moving on things in September, so don't worry about any of that. I mean, you're more than welcome to take a form, fill it out and return it, but nothing is confirmed, and we will not take any payments towards pitches until September, when I'm ready to start basically doing stuff towards it, because otherwise it just gets confusing for me. I've got too many other things going on. But yeah, it is what it is. But it is going to be super good next year. I'm really excited for next year because now I know like what works, what doesn't work, what's expected of me, and what I can do. Yeah, it's going to be a good year. Like hopefully people continue to come in numbers and we can continue to grow. Obviously, the more people that come, the more money goes back into the show and the bigger things get for the next show. So literally with every show, we should continue to grow, keep buying more things to add to it. More stalls will appear and it will just get better and better and better. And the best thing is hopefully I won't be paying for it out of my own pocket one day, which would be nice. You know, I'm not that bothered. I'd continue doing it if I can. But there's only so much, again, that I can do personally. And with the shows now gaining a bit of momentum, it just means that it should just do more. There's a lot more that can be done with it, you know. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Cannot wait. What else is there to go over? Star Wars coming out soon. Gotta stop mentioning that, but I am excited about Star Wars. And I think that is about it. Obviously, check out our events and news page on the website. There is lots there for you to see. Come find us at some of these events. And that's the other thing. We have done other updates on the website. I've been working. I think I've spent over 100 hours in this past week doing slight tweaks to the website, slight little changes and things like that. So we've now got a little guide on not quite how to keep your ants, but the sort of stages that you're going to go through in those initial ant keeping months, really. And we've started putting stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, etc. on the nests and outworlds as well. And I think this really is going to help the new ant keepers. When they come in, they might read this and say, okay, in stage 1, it's this and this and this, and that's what I'm going to need. And then you can look at the product page and be like, all of those are in stage 1. And then there's stage 2 is this, this, and this. Okay, all of those products are stage 2. It just hopefully will stop people buying stage 3 when really they need stage 1. Not necessarily, but it's just a little thought of mine. And there's been a few other little changes and tweaks around the website, so do feel free to have a look through at any point. And give me an email or a message if you've got something like a suggestion or a bit of feedback about the website. I'm always listening to it. And if I think it's really good feedback, I will make those changes. You know I will, because it's what it's all about. But yeah, do check out the website. Like I say, I'm going to be putting on loads of new stuff. I've got about another 200 hours to spend on it, I expect. And then all the new products will come out at some point, which I keep saying about, but I'm super excited. This is the pink lemonade and sugars in front of you in the test tube, by the way, you can get them on the website, but if you buy something, I just chuck them in for free. Ants go nuts for them, as you can kind of see here. I need to get out these empty test tubes and all the cotton, but it's got to the point where there's so many ants all the time. It's just really hard, but it is what it is. We love it. We really love it. But that is pretty much the end of the stream. So thank you all massively for joining me tonight. It has been a spectacular, what's the word? Coming back. It's been a spectacular coming back here tonight for our new season, our episode 1 of season 9. Season 9, do you know how many episodes that is? It's like 150, maybe 200 episodes or something. It's a crazy amount of episodes of the chat show. And if you've seen them all, hats off to you. Like, fair play. But yeah, it's been great fun. It's been a great journey with the chat show. And like I said, I want to turn it into something more than it is already. Get some more funding behind it, basically. New computer software, new computer, which has almost been sorted out. I got to sort out a hard drive. And it's just gonna, like, we can put a bit more effort into it again. We've got some amazing interviews lined up, but I don't want to be doing interviews if my internet's cutting out every 5 minutes. So there's a lot of effort to be put in behind the scenes still from me, but it will happen and it will make an improved difference. So I hope you notice a difference, and I hope you continue to come back and enjoy the streams with me and listen to me chat random rubbish for an hour, basically. But it's been great fun. Again, I will be here every Wednesday and Sunday from now on until the foreseeable future, when I need another little short break. But that might be in about another 2 years' time, judging by like normal standards. Oh dear. Right, as always, text me, message me, find me if you need me. I'm on every social media almost. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Anchor, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, TikTok, and Apple Podcasts. I think that's all of them. We've also got the website. I'm sure we're somewhere else. I don't know. We're sort of everywhere. We're sort of everywhere these days. That's probably why I'm so tired all the time, because I'm just everywhere. I'm always on the phone. But all right, that's me out. I'm done. Message me if you need me. If you need any help with anything, I'm always happy to help. Just reach out and I'll be there. And if I'm not there, reach out again, because I probably looked at it and got distracted on something else. Oh, damn, a nightmare at a minute. Thank you all for joining. Feel free to check out Patreon. You can support us from as small as £3 a month. Or you can go, I can't remember what the top one is, but there's a few different tiers. Don't feel you have to, though. I do this for the love, not for the money. And yeah, massive thank you to our sponsors, Answer Us and Valhalla Martial Arts. They are absolutely amazing, spectacular companies and people sponsoring us for this extended amount of time, really. And yeah, a massive thank you to all my Patreon supporters as well. But really a massive thank you to everyone, all my supporters, all my viewers, everyone that came to the show, everyone that listens to me, everyone that buys off me. I appreciate everything you do. It's like, it supported us to make this into what it is now. Without you, we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be able to do the shows. We wouldn't be able to do the chat show. I wouldn't be able to do what I love doing. So really, I owe it all to every one of you guys who supports me in what we do. And yeah, you're amazing. So let's give you something back. Get on that sale. Get on the free gifts and whatnot. You might just get a free gift in the post anyways. I never know what I'm going to do. Sometimes I have a random moment. That is all from me tonight. So as always from me, everyone, I'll see you again soon, Ant fans. Good night.